Was busier than Marc Bergevin since his season ended, so that meant John Lou was really busy as well. And John, Bergevin didn't wait for free agency to open up before he went to work. He traded for Jake Allen, Joel Edmondson, and Josh Anderson. Plus, he signed Tyler Toffoli. Which move do you like the best?
Well, Gino, for me, it's Josh Anderson because he projects to be a genuine power forward, a big, gritty, scoring winger who's been a mythical pursuit for the Canadiens seemingly for decades. And yes, Max Pacioretty and Eric Cole did score consistently over the last 8-9 years, but neither possess the exact same combination of touch and toughness that Anderson has exhibited in a shorter sample size. Now, granted, there were plenty of fans and media who were skeptical when Anderson was acquired simply because he's coming off a 26-game, 1-goal campaign that was shortened by major shoulder surgery and a broken clavicle. But when Anderson spoke to the media following the trade, he emphatically said he's 100% healthy and is eager to prove the doubters wrong. And don't forget that once hockey does resume, Anderson will have had at least another 5 months to rest up and build strength. So there's no doubt in my mind that he will bounce back strong and give the Canadiens exactly what they need on the right wing in their top six.
Okay, Montreal was not in a playoff spot when play was originally shut down, but they caught a major break when the league created that qualifying round, and then they went on to win it, John. So what are your expectations for next season?
I'm going to echo Claude Julien's statement from last Thursday when he said he expects the Canadiens to make the playoffs this season, and so do I. And in addition to Anderson, Tyler Toffoli rounds out the Canadiens' top 9 and gives Claude Julien options that he's never had in his 2 tours of duty with the Canadiens. You got Joel Edmondson on defense, who augments, stabilizes, and strengthens the Canadiens' blue line, and then Jake Allen coming off his most successful statistical season in St. Louis, granted in only 24 games, but that gives the Canadiens exactly what they want in a backup goalie. Somebody who can log at least a quarter season of quality starts to adequately spell off Carey Price, because back in August we saw exactly how sharp and how focused Carey Price can be when he's properly rested. And so all those additions, plus the continued growth and progression of Jesperi Kotkaniemi and Nick Suzuki, I repeat, the Canadiens, I expect them to make the playoffs this season, Gino.
All right, Johnny. John Lou in Montreal. So Johnny expects them to make the playoffs, and Claude Julien expects them to make the playoffs. You get the playoffs or bust attitude right there. What do you think is realistic for this revamped Habs lineup?
I think this will be the team that's battling Toronto at the top of the division, either the Atlantic Division or the Canadian Division once again. I really like what Marc Bergevin has done, particularly he has now built, I think, the best goaltending tandem that there is, with Carey Price leading the way. But Jake Allen may be a perfect backup in how many games that he can absorb, what the workload may be, and what might be a shortened season, Gino. I just think it's really critical because Montreal is really tied to the ages of Carey Price and Shea Weber. Those big 3 defensemen, Shea Weber, Jeff Petrie, and Ben Sherratt, played so well. What did they do? They added to that. They added to that mix. It is going to be so nasty in front of that Montreal net for opposing forwards next year. And then up front, size and scoring, Josh Anderson and Tyler Toffoli. I think both Montreal and Toronto will have great battles, not only against each other, but with the entire Atlantic or Canadian division.
Lest we forget, the Montreal Canadiens are the last Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup. That was 27 years ago. Still a long way from this, but wouldn't it be something if they were the first